All right, we are live.
Hello, I'm Matt Bergman, and you are listening to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 324. I'm here tonight with none other than my main Jew, Jared Schneiderman.
What up, guys?
And Philip Dassing.
What's up?
James motherfucking Bab.
Yo.
G.I. Mary Jane.
What's going on?
And Ganja Grunts.
Hey, what's up?
Yo. Yeah. So, guys, stay tuned after the podcast and head on over to Patreon and patreon.com/punk rock libertarians. And if you hit us up over there with a minimum of $1 per month, you'll gain access to our after hours program. And what's topic number one tonight, Philip?
The Great Zuckening?
Yeah, the Great Zuckening. The October Purge is how it's now
The Purge
tradition.
Part 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, part 3.
Purge Redux.
Okay, so people that have been deleted so far that I know of, I haven't been on Facebook much. So Lisa Delasho, she was on PRL. She's been deleted.
That's right. Former Freedom Fiend.
Yep.
Alexis Schlegel has been deleted.
Well, that's just common sense. I mean, that dude's Mr. Boogaloo. You know,
He's just too dangerous for any.
Yeah,
social media platform.
I mean, and think of the amount of wrongthink that must emanate from him, right?
Okay.
Like, I would definitely shut him down first if I were the authorities.
Yeah, fuck that dude. And then we got little Eddie Clifford. He's
no.
Clifford
Clifford
got
got
it. I saw that today. Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Unbelievable.
Rachel Blackflyer's been deleted.
Yeah.
And
And
Jake.
Jake.
And
McCauley.
Jake McCauley. So that's 5 people who have been regulars on the podcast who have been deleted.
Other guests of the
And this all
podcast,
happened
Josh
in one
Smith.
day.
Oh yeah, Josh Smith has been deleted. That's he was running for chairman of the Libertarian Party.
Yeah. And didn't we have John Hudak on or no?
No, we didn't have Hudak on.
We never
I don't
had
think
him
so.
on.
Yeah.
So he's been deleted too. Wow. So,
Yep.
Yeah. So that's like, right there. That's just 7 people that I know. And
Yeah.
I've seen my friend list like dwindle by like probably like 40 people, and I haven't been posting, so I know that it's not me.
Well, how many do you usually lose after a podcast?
Yeah, but
I guess our days are numbered.
yeah, like it seems what they're doing here. In like 2018, they deleted like 550 people and 300 pages in the same day, and that was in 2018. In 2020, it seems like what they're trying to do is like attack it incrementally to not draw as much attention to it. Yeah,
I mean, they're definitely drawing attention though.
well, dude,
Well, if you
like,
think about it,
fucking-
it happened on a Thursday in October in 2018. It happened again on a Thursday in October when they deleted me. And then this year they deleted everyone on a Thursday. And it all happened all at once. This was happened throughout the day.
And they all happened a few weeks before an election, because back in
Yes.
2018, it was the whatever, like the midterms. Yeah, that's what they call it, the midterms.
Well, it just
And now
seems
it's
prudent, I guess, to shut down all communications before an election.
We wouldn't want ideas getting out there.
I mean,
wouldn't want conversation.
Trump won the election, and so did Obama on social media alone. Like those 2 elections were dominated by social media. The LP base online, like our presence in terms of sharing the good word, if you will, is strong. I mean, they've got a reason to be scared, I would think.
I'm just curious as to how they targeted. I mean, I don't really use Facebook enough, I don't think, to have triggered any bots, but it just seems so indiscriminate to me who got taken down and who didn't. I don't really understand.
James Babb, do you do most of your pimping on MySpace?
Are you
No, he's on what was that one that what's her name was showing us? Like the kink one? The kink site.
Who was showing you
Fet
what?
Life, yeah. Oh yeah, you missed it. You weren't on for that one.
Profile.
Yeah.
I gotta talk to Ginger again. I never did pick out the fetishes to list on my profile. So I gotta pick wisely.
Gotta get her back on.
So I think another thing that's been important too with this is they deleted a bunch of groups, and they're still going at it of who they delete. It started off on Thursday morning. I got a notification that one of the groups that I'm a part of, called Libertatum Memes, and it had about 8,000 people, and it was been up and running for years. And that got deleted.
So,
and then,
so you're a part of this group?
Yeah, I'm modded
So
in that group.
I guess they'll really just let anybody join.
Everyone, we're back at it with the joke.
He's got to get them all in before he leaves.
What's that?
I think it is memes that they're afraid of, right? I mean, I think memes, everything I think revolves around the meme war. Like, and you know, they can't compete with their own memes. So all they can do is try to lock down like prominent meme outlets.
Right. And a bunch of people, a bunch of us, and I think there's also, everyone's been trying to find the commonality, because the people who got deleted was about, I think they compiled a list. It's about 300 people that got deleted, maybe more. There was like 300 was the last count that I saw. But the rest of us who didn't get deleted, we got hit with this notification on Thursday night. And I'll read it here to this. I went to go post in the group, and it said, this is the message I got. It says, we cannot process this, whatever. It says, you are restricted from complex entities interactions until November 28th at 8:02 p.m. And everybody got hit with that. I know about 100 people that got hit with that.
So that's where this complex, what is it? Yeah. Complex what?
Complex interactions.
Yep.
I think that what means is, translation means dank memes that go viral. Okay.
Complex okay. That explains okay.
Some people interpret it like, if some theories I've read, like, are you somebody that frequently is engaging like outside your own like political bubble? Somebody who's on other people's pages or engaging in arguments a lot, and not just within your own groups, but and like, I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it, or
Yeah. And it all started because Facebook, in 2018 is when they first started this initiative where they wanted to promote the groups. They wanted people to stick in the groups because they didn't want you floating around in all of your family members' timelines with all your crazy radical bullshit. They wanted you to stay censored and stay, in a ghetto of your own groups.
Right, but you're not, right. You haven't been like taken out, but just sectioned off. Right.
Yes.
So you're not contaminating the people that with your wrong think, like.
Yeah. And then now it was like, well, the groups were people were getting too powerful. Like, I mean, like, think about it. Like the Free Thought Project group, which just got taken out, had 34,000 people in it. That was a big chunk of people of activists communicating, connecting and interacting with each other. They couldn't take that. So they deleted it. And so now it's like, okay, now we're preventing you from commenting in groups. We're preventing you from posting in groups. We're preventing you from commenting in the comment section of the Washington Post, Baltimore Sun, New York Times, any New York Post. I can't comment on anything anymore. They don't want my voice being heard. And this is something that's specifically towards libertarians this time. This wasn't maybe 2018.
How smart do you think their AI is?
I think it's getting smarter. I really do.
Because I mean, there's one question is, what's their objective? And then the other question is like, how good are they at meeting that objective? Or what are the side effects while they try to meet objectives?
It wouldn't be that hard to identify a libertarian. I mean, all you have to do is look up if they said taxation is theft a few times, and now you know.
But or maybe it'd be more advanced, and they could say, like, for instance, the philosopher. Okay, like she has this beautiful like website, completely non-abrasive, like pleasant gal, super peaceful, just voluntarist memes and videos and whatnot. Probably extremely effective at changing people's minds, right? Because she's charismatic. She's she doesn't look like us. Right. Like she probably gets her message out in places that we would never be able to go, and that makes her particularly threatening if they can, through their algorithm, see how far her content travels outside of her zone, like to create a threat assessment based on her success level.
Yeah, and think about it too. Like back in 2018, when they deleted groups, they also, it was mostly libertarians, but they I think what was like the 500 people or something, like maybe 100 were like leftist liberal groups, and a few other were like conservative, type, Trump supporters got deleted. But this time, I have not heard one left of center or right of center, other, people that have been deleted other than simply libertarians.
Do you think it's just people that question? Well, I mean, Josh wouldn't really fall under that, but I wonder if it's sophisticated enough to identify people who are, voting skeptics, skeptics of voting, like, non-voters, but
no, because these
people
are
that are trying to discourage people from voting.
It was libertarian activists who aren't directly involved with the libertarian campaign. Like, there's a few people that I know for sure would have been deleted if they were not working for Joe Jorgensen right now. I know for sure they would have been, because they have been sharing and stuff. They've been doing the same exact thing I fucking been doing, but just not for Joe Jorgensen.
Well, yeah, they're not going to be able to delete those people. Yeah,
because it's too election meddling looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But if it's like Josh Smith, who is he's an officer, but he is not. I mean, that seems weird too, right? I mean, aren't they not supposed to be able to do that?
Who knows? No one knows how they fucking do this shit. This is just another type of them.
What do you think about the people that are saying like, oh, it's just, the algorithm went a little crazy. Your accounts will be back in no time.
It's called wishful fucking thinking. That's why you're talking autodassing, not Philip dassing. I waited for 6 months before they finally, because how my account was in this fucking limbo until I guess it happened in October, and in February, every time I'd sign in, it said, "Oh, send us a picture of your ID and we'll review it." And I did that like 15 times, never heard anything back. And then finally, in February, I went to go log back in, and it says your account's been deleted. And they just deleted it. All my pictures, everything. And that's the thing. So now everyone's being hit with that. This is now Facebook's new target, because before I know several people who were deleted, like permanently deleted, and Facebook would say you were deleted because of this thing that you did. And they'd show them what they did wrong, what their wrong think was. And they would say, here's a link, get all your pictures. You have 48 hours and this link's going to expire with all of your pictures and all of your videos. And that's what would happen. And it never. And so now the new round, that's why everyone was so confused, because when I got deleted for no reason, it was, your account's been, disabled. That's what it keeps saying. And it happened last year in October. And I was the first person ever known to get hit with that. And since then, like the Boogaloo went back in June and July, or I think it was July, when all the Boogaloo groups got deleted. That's when other people started getting hit with this. Oh, my account's been disabled thing, which they did to me in October. But the difference is now with this is you can go on your friends list right now. All of you guys can go on your friends list, and you'll see all your friends who have no profile picture, and you click on their link and it says this profile has been deactivated. You'll be let known if they come back or whatever. That's what it says. Wow. Now, it never did that for me, because I had all of you guys look it up for me.
They've become non-persons.
Right. I had you guys look it up for me, and you guys couldn't even search up my name. Like, you were like, nothing comes up. But if you search up these people's names, it's still, because that's how I found out about Cliff being deleted too. I found out, or deactivated or disabled, whatever the fuck word, banned. And so this is something new, and so maybe it is a temporary election thing. Like Kyle Wagner, he might join us later, but his group, Anarcho-Capitalism versus Minarchism debate group, just got deleted. And that had 10,000 people in it. Kyle's had it for 5 years, and it's like his baby. And that got taken from him. And
what do they debate? They debate minarchism versus anarcho-capitalism.
Yes, that and a lot of commie shit posting.
How long have they been debating this?
5 years.
Damn! Like, come on. I mean, we settled this so long ago, and they're still wow, still going at it.
Yeah.
Spoiler: anarchy wins.
Well, it's funny because several people made posts that day. They were on. They're like, "Oh, I see." Or Kylie Wagner posted, "See that Facebook doesn't hate state." I don't know. He said something where they were like, "Yeah, they don't hate statists." And then, after the group got deleted, I said, "Well, I guess they do hate statists after all. If you question anything." It's getting to the point of just absurdity of how much they're just focused on silencing us. Like, and I mean, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic at all, but what other word can I say? Is they're trying to silence us. They're trying to push us out. They know they have all the boomers are on Here's the mistake. We got all of our Facebook kind of went to hell when we got all of our. We're like, oh, that'd be cool if we set my dad up with a Facebook profile, or I set my my aunt up with a Facebook profile. Once we got all the boomers onto Facebook, that's when it started to go to hell.
But that was
I'm convinced of that,
right? Because they're all such diligent voters, right? They became like Facebook became just a way for like first came the Russian bots.
Yeah,
now, like now everybody wants to manipulate the election. Like, what I can't wait is to see how this goes. Okay, after the election, right? We know it's going to be mayhem and disputes and lawsuits and lost ballots and postal this and vote by mail that, right? Like. I'm forecasting a long, drawn out, like just sit back and enjoy. Yeah. These bans are going to have to go on for a long time because they're not. They don't want people commenting, on the disputed elections either.
I came to that conclusion too when after that night, that Thursday, after they deleted everybody, and then that night they hit all of us with the same exact time frame of when we'd be allowed to comment again, was November 28th. Doesn't that vary? It was exactly 30 days after, because this was October 30th, so it's 30 days afterwards. If you think about it,
they'll have plenty of time.
Right? Yeah, that's a few weeks clearance after the election, so they can kind of mop things up a bit.
Right, they get a 30-day head start on establishing the narrative before anyone could even criticize it. Right.
Yeah. Right. I mean, what else could it be? I mean, what other stuff are we left to think about? So they're radicalizing us. I mean, honestly, like before I didn't think that Facebook would care enough about my opinion. Like they don't care about what I think. They don't care what libertarians think. But what else am I supposed to believe now? Now I feel like I'm being targeted as a victim of something.
Well, and let's face it. This is nothing new, right? Like we knew a long time ago that the techno oligarchs would not be not a trusted part of our revolution. Okay, I mean, like, no, they're not going to be.
Well, it's not part of it. You know what I think it is, though, Phil? I think it's like they've got to go back to their overlords with some evidence that they, were doing what they could to preserve election integrity. So if they can say, well, look, we banned 30,000 people because they were doing this and that and the other, it's not that they necessarily see those people as a threat. It's just that they can sort of say like, oh, look, we're doing something. We're not, don't take us before the Senate again and roast our ass.
I don't know. I think I don't think they're really too concerned about, showing that they're preserving the electoral process. I think that's what the people in power would be afraid of. They want to make sure that, don't worry, guys, you're still in charge. It's still your ring that rules us all. But I still get to wear my ring. Deal, and they go forward.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's the front. The front is election integrity. The reality is, controlled opposition.
Because you see it in all other elements when you hear about like election, like election integrity, whatever that's worth. Like there's like this is the how are we going to pick a ruler for our neighbors with integrity? So let's just skip past that little incongruity. But people talk about like hacking the electronic ballots. Right. There's some people really concerned. They're thinking like, oh, my sacred institution is in danger from hackers. And right. Like, so they get really concerned.
Yeah.
And whenever there's discussions about the safeguards at within the counties and state electoral organizations, they get horrified by safety features that would lock them out of meddling. Like that shit gets turned off, deleted, no contract. Like it's always like, okay, we'll buy all those machines, but I can just stick my card in the back, right? Okay, good. Like they demand that kind of access. So Facebook is just the next one to help them.
Well, it's like the FBI and Apple, right? It's like, well, yeah, you can make it secure, but we're going to need a backdoor in there just in case we got to, frame somebody for a terrorist attack or something.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing too with this whole like just now. So here are these complex entities interactions that I'm doing right now. Here's the weird thing about it. So hold on.
This is the name of the podcast, by the way. What is it? Complex
entities interactions, and okay. So here's the convoluted part.
It's a new polyamorous dating site.
Yeah, is this a new gender? Like,
for our frequent listeners, you would know that we discussed this last week, how they turned on post approval in all the political groups, that we all had to turn on post approval for every single post. So right now I can approve people's posts in Punk Rock Libertarian.
So wait, have you been approving every post?
Every post.
Oh,
yep.
Jesus, dude.
So I've been approving everyone's posts. I can react to it. I can like or anger react or laugh react, but I cannot comment on it. Same thing with pages. I can do the same thing with pages, but I just cannot share that. I cannot comment on it. I can't do anything like that. But here's another bullshit thing, Jared. I was just Mary Jane, their signal just dropped off the map, so she won't be with us the rest of the night.
Oh, that
but so she sent me a message. Well, when I was checking her message, I told her we rescheduled. It's no worries.
Yeah.
I saw that post approval message notification popped up on Facebook while you guys were talking. And I looked at it, Jared, and they made me approve your post to post this live stream in the group. You're an admin.
Even though I'm an admin,
right? You're an admin.
I assume I'm still an admin.
Yeah, I took unless you. I don't know.
I am.
And you're banned from posting it yourself.
Yep,
I guess.
But they demand that you approve it when Jared posts it.
Yes, even though he's an admin. This is the ridiculous nature of these.
These are the techno overlords that now rule us.
Yeah, they're no different than the regular overlords.
God.
They're incompetent and they still fuck up. You know,
but they travel at the speed of an electron. You know, it's
right.
I'm just so pissed off about this. Like this whole thing, and it's like everyone's like, oh, why don't you just go find another network, go find another platform, whatever. This is a private company; they can do what they want. It's like, fuck you. No, it's not. This is not.
No, but you know what? Think of it this way. Think it's enemy territory. Okay. When you operate on Facebook, you are operating behind enemy lines. Okay. Don't expect easy access. Don't expect them to cooperate. Don't expect your plane ticket to work. Right. But when we go into these places, it's because that's where so much of the world exists. Right.
This is where we spread the ideas. This is where think about it, guys. Everyone who's listening right now, you guys included, we wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for Facebook. I would have never met any of you guys. All my friends that I know now, that I know in real life as well, like just about all of them, I met on Facebook. Like it's you know how many people who have met their significant others, they've connected with long distance friends. So Facebook is this place that brought us all together. And now we're being denied access to it because of what? Because we don't go by the statist, corporatist war hawks, what they feel like these people, like somehow we're the reason why their particular candidate didn't get elected. It's my fucking fault. So now I have to worry, because think about it. Like I reach out to people, like I find new people to talk to in the party. I find new people, just like friends and stuff. We just engage and we find each other. And now I'm being denied that. It's like, and okay, yeah, you're.
Well,
okay,
you know what? Maybe I'm a little less salty over it because when I started doing this kind of crap, the internet was in its infancy and wasn't this useful anyway, right? Like, but it was still a big deal even before Facebook, with just forums, email groups, and stuff was huge. A huge like new tool for activists to be able to organize across geography. And we're still going to do that, but that's not what Facebook is for now. It's not going to be
changed.
It's not going to be for for that. It's going to be for it's like mainstream TV, right? If you get onto it and get some noise on mainstream TV, do it, right? But you're not going to depend on them,
right?
I know, but there's a lot.
Just be grateful that you had the opportunity that you did to create those connections and spread and share those memes and look at that.
I know, and I am grateful for that.
Meme.
But at the same time, though, it's like everyone's like, well, it's a private company. Well, how many private companies do you know that are being instructed by the Atlantic Council and NATO and the UN and all these other
CIA
NGOs
and dragged before Congress and back?
It's not that private, dude.
They are definitely, I would call them, collaborators, right? They're collaborators with government, like on an intimate level. So treat them accordingly.
I know, and it sucks. It's like, okay, so my whole thing was I'd always troll the Washington Post comment section and any type of news publications. They post a lot of their bullshit. I'll go in there and I'll start saying stuff like, "Oh, this would never happen if Ron Paul wasn't, or if we elected Ron Paul as president, this would never happen." And I got one guy liked it, and I clicked on his profile and I saw he was from Maryland, and so I was like, "Oh, I added this guy." Well, I got this guy to come out to the local libertarian meeting a few months ago. Like that shit, like that is just right there. You know what I mean? One guy, like he didn't know anything about the LP or what we were doing. Like, you know, so connecting over this is so important, I feel like, in this day and age. And I'm not saying government should step in and force that, because that's what they want. That's what they really want. They want us begging for government to come in and say, "Oh, make it evil, or make it even, make it a level playing field."
Make it a public utility.
Exactly.
Oh,
Fuck
God.
that. Things will get way worse if you do that. So don't fall for that.
Well,
bullshit.
you know what?
Have
Fine.
you ever dealt with BG&E?
You know what? However
Right.
it goes. Right? We're like, we can't control it.
Well, yeah, it's out of our
We're
control.
not gonna bet on it.
You just have to
Ernie
use it to the best of your advantage.
Ernie Hancock makes an analogy a lot when he talks about the Libertarian Party, and he says like it's like the prom. You go to the prom to find out where the cool after party is, right? And in this case, you know, I think Facebook could be the prom. It's a way that connects us to the mainstream, but you're gonna find people, and then we need to send them to our other networks outside of Facebook, whether or on all these other platforms or whatever's gonna work for transparency. But we're going to be like, "Hey, the cool party's over here. Hey, the cool party's over here." Right. And we're not going to network there, but it's just a place that, you know, use it to send them over here.
It's a recruiting tool.
I mean, think about it. We're broadcasting live right now. We got people watching us right now over Facebook, and you know, we got to start. So I say, hey,
Yeah,
man,
but we also have a podcast. Like, this is a podcast. It goes to an audio version. I mean,
Yeah,
I think what James is saying is like you can use it as much as you can while you have it, but just don't become 100% dependent on it. And don't be like, "What am I going to do now that Facebook's gone?" It's like, you're going to adapt. You're going to move. You're going to adapt and overcome.
Right.
You know.
that
But
brought
it
me
is
to my next point.
But it's really worth studying, though, because it's really, I think, an important period in history of sort of this idea control and the battle for ideas and the battle for just people's minds now is so heavy that it's just we're seeing it unfold in a way that's never happened before.
I know, and right now, which is great. I mean, I think this is probably the best thing that happened is I'm getting a ton of messages from people and friends and stuff who are just like, "Hey man, look, if something goes wrong in this place, here's my phone number, here's my email. Find me up here. I want to stay connected. Here's because right now the biggest benefactor of of what's been going on is MeWe, Minds, Float, Gab.
Float?
Yeah, Float.
What is
Have you guys
that?
heard of Float? It's like
No.
a newer like type of. Yeah.
You just muted yourself.
My kids just got out of bed, so they're screaming in the background. So sorry, guys.
So wait, what
Does Float work on an Apple phone, or is it a Android, or I don't know how Float works.
Float, yeah, you have to like get like this tester app to download. You have to download this tester app, and then you have to like download from that tester app. You have to download Float, and it's like I don't know jargon terms. I want to say it's like in beta form. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
That's going to go nowhere until
well,
it's out of
it
beta,
just started. It just
Okay,
started.
cool.
So yeah.
So they're just beta testing it at this point.
I think that's what it is. Don't hold me to it. You guys
Yeah,
know
it sounds
the
like
terms
that,
better
yeah.
than I do.
Is it not listed? Is it listed on the Play Store or the App Store?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
you have to download the.
So okay, it's not been released to like the actual marketplaces yet.
No, you have to download the tester thing for it, and it'll come around. But
What do you think about? I'm skeptical about this Parler app.
Yeah,
It seems like just a right-wing version of Facebook.
Yeah,
or
like
Instagram or
Breitbart's
whatever.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm there, but I don't do anything. I'm just there so if people like need to connect. That's where like it's another place where they can find me.
Right.
And same thing with MeWe. MeWe is where everyone's going right now.
Okay.
And but I heard people complain say that's just a Chinese farming app. But I mean, what app isn't a farming app?
I mean, whatever, dude.
I mean, Zoom.
The Chinese aren't going to start censoring us, though.
But what keeps us from going? What keeps us from going down the same dead end, right? With the next app, right? The next Facebook, right? I think it's important to sort of develop these technologies that are not centralized.
Right.
Find some decentralized technologies and really, really try to support them and really try to work with them. I think people like when these new things come out, people get kind of bored because they're so niche, and there's nobody there, and you don't have the big network
That's
makes
the problem.
it so interesting.
Yeah,
But-
nobody's
you
there.
need something that is that's decentralized yet connected, right? So, whether it's some sort of tech where you can sort of self-host, but then also link up to a whole bunch of people, similar to the way like Bitcoin works, where it's decentralized, but there is a network that is shared by a bunch of people.
There's all kinds
that's
of
what we
people
need.
working on stuff like this.
Yeah.
And so but when we see them, let's try to, let's set up a punk rock libertarians, group on them and really try to spend some time on it. And because it'll be something when when we make it something, when these things are in their infancy, but
Sure.
and we've seen, we know we just have to have a safe place to direct people, bring them in, reach them through Facebook, reach them through YouTube, reach them through Twitter, and then bring them into something that we can maintain our network with over decades, generations, right?
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's the problem is we kind of just rest. I mean, as much as it was a problem, it was a benefactor to the liberty movement itself. Is we rely so heavily on Facebook that we kind of left ourselves vulnerable to being silenced because everyone's now on Facebook. We grew Facebook. We didn't grow everything else like Twitter and Facebook. That's it. And Instagram, and now Facebook owns Instagram. So it's and that's the problem too, is people were because they're like, oh, to make things easier, we connected both of your accounts, so you can post a picture on Facebook at the same time you post on Instagram. Well, now the people who got banned, not only did their Facebook go, but so did their Instagram.
Right.
And
It's the same
Alex
company.
Schlegel, same thing happened to Alex Schlegel. All right, so well, here's the man Kyle himself.
Kyle
What's
Hey,
up,
everybody.
Kyle?
Kyle Wagner.
Hey
How did
guys,
your
hockey,
hockey
man.
game go?
what's that? Oh, we won 5-2 tonight, so it's a good game.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
We are 1-2 now, so
What's your team name?
the Bayhawks.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So
So, dude,
Yeah.
tell us about AVM, man. What happened?
yeah. My group disappeared on
What's
was-
AVM?
it's my Facebook group is called Anarcho-Capitalism versus Minarchism Debate Group. It has a long name, but as most of you guys know, there's some disagreement within the Libertarian Party and the Libertarian movement over whether we should have a state or not.
Wait a
There
minute.
is?
I thought we settled that. We already figured this out, Kyle. What are you guys still arguing about?
Well,
Yeah.
they're not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not anymore. So like I was saying on Saturday, shoot, did I lose you guys?
No, you're there.
No, you're there. You're there.
All right. On Saturday my group disappeared, and I didn't get any notification, any warning or anything like that. And this group is it's just a big part of my life. I spend, I check it every day. I just take it as a responsibility since I created the group, and I just keep an eye on it. So, I've
Why do you
historically.
think they took it down?
Well, I've historically run it very laissez-faire. I've really allowed a lot of other ideologies, far right guys, far left guys, all kinds of inappropriate posts and things like that. I just sort of take a hands-off approach to moderation.
That
And
sounds kind of like anarchy, Kyle.
well, it's not anarchy because we do occasionally have to kick people out or delete posts, but it's very rare. But Facebook has been getting more and more strict about posting guidelines, and so I think I have a theory now as to what happened, because at that evening, the group reappeared, and it was active again for I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that. And everybody was like, "Hey, it's back! Check it out." And I was like, "Wow, I can't believe it!" I was sort of in mourning all day, just trying to figure out what I was going to do. I created a group in Gab, which you have to pay for, but I was just so pissed off at Facebook that I
You have to pay
paid
for Gab?
Really?
to create a group. You do, yeah.
Oh,
And
Gross,
then
dude.
and also MeWe or Mayway. I guess it's MeWe.
yeah,
Yeah.
MeWe.
But anyhow,
Can we really succeed with a name that sounds that dumb?
possibly, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so like the group came back for like 20 minutes, and then I got a warning that your group is permanently disabled or is disabled, but you can appeal the decision. And so I was able to go in and look at why the group was deleted. Facebook has two tiers of violations. They have member violations and admin violations. And they say your member violations don't jeopardize your group, but a admin violation or multiple admin violations can jeopardize your group. We had one admin violation on October 7th. So it's been, it's been over 3 weeks now. And nothing had happened. So I thought we were going to be safe. One of our moderators just approved a pretty innocuous post. I can't see it anymore, but as I recall, the post said Americans are stupid, and Facebook flagged it. They flagged it for hate speech. So, how
notice they didn't fact check it.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. That's the kind of stuff we've been getting warnings for all the time. Like if you just say any group of people or any country is stupid, or even the slightest little insult to anybody is getting flagged for violating, for bullying or whatever. It's just so strict. But anyway,
Kyle, like I was just looking at Punk Rock Libertarians. We have had admin violations like out the ass since July, maybe 4 or 5 of them since July, and nothing's come of us yet. So that's what doesn't make me upset, but it kind of does prove my point, because when we first got told that we have to approve everything, they turn on Facebook turn on post approval until December for all political Facebook groups. And once they did, I said, well, this is how they're going to get us, because they said how, like, if member violations doesn't affect your group, like if they do something that you had no control over, but if you approve something as an admin, if you approve it, does that now make you culpable for it?
Right, and that's why they're forcing approvals. That's why they're forcing approvals.
So that proves my theory correct from what you saw. But I don't understand how I'm looking at Punk Rock Libertarians. I mean, I think most of the time that has disappeared. Like it stays for like 30 days and then they get rid of it. But I have not. I mean, we've had at least since July. We've had at least. I think the last time I checked, it said we had an admin violation was in July. So maybe it was a little bit longer than that. But maybe it's something updated where now it's like 1 strike and you're out. So who knows? I was just looking at, but we have so many things removed by fact checkers. We have so many things that we've done. It's inevitable. I at least get one a day since they did this.
I mean, we have 10. Go ahead, James. Sorry.
I was going to say, would you want to even trust a punk rock webpage or Facebook group of any kind that wasn't getting regular, offenses?
I mean, it gives us credibility for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what if you? I mean, it would be worse if the group wasn't getting any.
Yeah, I would be concerned.
So
I'd be concerned that Phil was like on the inside, like he was working for Zuck directly.
Well, October 1st, 2009 is when we started the group. And not we, but you guys. But and so it hasn't had these amount for this whole time. So it really like baffles me, like why AVM. I guess it was your numbers, man. You had double digits in the thousands. Like I
think it's that complex interactions. Okay,
complex entity interactions,
especially since a group which itself is about debate, right? And gets people fired up, and I'm sure they're like getting mad, and they're sharing with they're taking those posts probably and sharing them outside in their individual camps. Is that safe to say, Kyle?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think you can share a private group.
Okay.
You could take a screenshot, but that wouldn't register as a link to it. Right. I really just think it was that. I think it was that one admin violation. That's what they're saying. And then the warning I got, it says your group. I'll have to read it to you guys, but it was honestly like, I don't fault the moderator at all. I would have approved the same post. I mean, we get with 10,000 people, we have to approve so many posts. Like you can't, and they are so strict about what people are saying. I mean, I'm getting stuff like, people, they get called an asshole and that gets flagged for bullying or hate speech or something like, I mean, it's just so mild now.
There's got to be an internet for grownups out there somewhere that we can use.
Well, that's the thing. Like I started looking into Gab because Gab promotes themselves as really like the cutting edge, most free speech you can get. And Gab has been under attack. Like I go to pay for Gab and they're like, we can't accept Visa or credit card payment because Visa has blacklisted us. you know, and here's how you
That's how
install
their
our
control grid works.
I couldn't
They're also
install,
very anti-porn, which is weird and not free speech.
So what you're saying is it's not for me.
Yes, exactly.
it was the weirdest thing. Like I wanted the Gab app, and they're like, the App Store, both the Google Play Store and the iTunes Store have banned us, but here's how you install our app. And like you do it through Chrome, and then you like put it's almost like a shortcut to the website on your
Wow.
home
Yeah.
screen,
Yeah.
but somehow it creates the app. It's not
it's-
like just in your browser. It's the weirdest thing, but it worked. I was like, okay, cool, you know.
And now you've got viruses on your phone.
It's always a
You
risk.
successfully circumvented all the safeguards. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but so I do kind of think Gab is a little smoother on their application seem to be a little smoother than MeWe, but I mean, I don't know, man. It's so hard to leave Facebook.
Okay, what do punk rock libertarians have on MeWe? Is there?
We have a group. There's like a group chat. I didn't even start it. I joined MeWe and I was like, oh, there's a punk rock libertarian.
I might have done it.
Okay, there's people that are in there.
I've got one on mine. I've got a page on Mines. I think I set one up on MeWe. I don't think I did Gab though.
Dude, how about maybe there's a way we could do something where we do like after hours show that's only on one of these alternative platforms, and then we like maybe try a different one, like just
Kyle's cat.
Try to like incentivize people to to jump into some of these other networks and spread our footprint a little bit.
You're right back.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, we got to do something like that. I mean, or at least advertise that we're over there. Like we're over there. We have a presence.
We're
I'm
here,
on there.
We're queer.
And we don't want any more bears.
I mean, I think people don't like those things because they say, well, I checked it out and there was no real content I was interested in, so I left and I don't post any interesting content. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, honestly, that is exactly why I left. I'm like, well, this is boring. I just
why would I
like,
post interesting stuff in a place where nobody posts interesting stuff?
well, it's because I'm sick and tired of screaming into the void of nothingness. I mean, I might as well just go into my basement and just talk to the wall. Like, it felt like I got no interactions.
Right.
I knew nobody. And it's just one of those things where it's like, you just need, like, there needs to be some type of move. Like, remember when everyone left MySpace? It seemed like all at once to go to Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like we need some type of migration like that.
But or maybe we could do some special events or something like Punk Rock Libertarian All Stars, where we get all the punk rock libertarians in, like on a special like live show that's only on Float, right? Or like only, BitChute. I don't know, like pick something, make it fun, and people will come check it out.
How are Float and Mines?
So Float, I just downloaded. Like, you can't even get the app from the iTunes store. Like, you have to get like this tester app, and then you have to download it from the website to the tester app, and then like the app will come up on your phone. So it's brand new. I looked at it for maybe like 30 seconds before I downloaded it like the night before last. Haven't had a chance to like really play with it, but I heard good things about that.
How do you spell this?
FLOTE.
Oh, okay. I was like, yes.
Yeah. And it's so I need to venture out, but I just kind of like re-upped my MeWe account. I had one since like 2018 when we first got banned. Just like that was kind of my first inkling, like, oh, Facebook isn't forever. So I started a MeWe there, and I posted on it a few times, and I forgot my login information for like a year, and then I finally figured it out last summer what it was, and then so now I'm back there again. And it's that and Parler. I'm also on Parler as well. We were talking about Parler, but it's kind of like Breitbart Facebook kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Twitter's still going right now. I mean, but for how long until they start clamping down and stuff?
I heard somebody. Did they suggest that they themselves be nationalized? I heard something like a headline, but I didn't.
It wasn't Jack, was it? I know he got just drilled by Ted Cruz. I didn't see it, but people were like, "Oh wow, Ted Cruz drilled into Jack Dorsey or whatever." I didn't see it. I didn't.
There's some kind of suggestion that Twitter be nationalized. Tell me that's not the weirdest thing you like for 2020, like nationalizing Twitter. Like, what?
It's fucking weird, man. We're in weird fucking times.
Well, I've had some alt-right guys be like, oh, your group got taken down. Well, I guess this is what happens when you support these private entities being able to censor you. And I was like, I mean, it's their platform. I don't have to like it. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not like, oh, this is a crime against me. The government needs to step in and tell Facebook they have to leave my group up. I would never think that.
You
Like,
say once you
even-
invite
I
government,
mean-
it gets worse.
And this goes well beyond social media. I mean, look at the trouble Glenn Greenwald was in recently, resigning from The Intercept,
Which he founded, which he was a part of founding.
founded because
I was
he
gonna
was
say.
fed up with like the Guardian and all the other and mainstream journalistic outlets. He's like, we need an alternative, like, journalistic outlet that's going to be true to our principles, and it's not going to be intimidated, and really supporting people like Bradley Manning and Assange, and then now he's resigned because they wouldn't allow him to criticize or do anything harmful to the Biden campaign, evidently.
that is ridiculous.
So
That is
crazy.
so ridiculous.
And Glenn Greenwald, he comes from the left. I'm sure I wouldn't agree with some of his lefty views, but when it comes to journalism, I mean, I consider him to be pretty reputable, and when he writes something, I'm pretty inclined to believe it. So
Yeah, do we know exactly what the story was that he was trying to publish? Was
I think it just involved Hunter Biden, the Hunter
That was
Biden,
Hunter Biden thing?
yeah, the laptop issue. I think that
Mhm.
was, and they were just like, nope, gotta take that part out. It's not verified. And he's like, well, like, fuck you. Like, what do you mean it's not verified? Like, we have his voice on record. Like, it's, what I mean? What we have everything, and like, there's not even a denial. Like, they're not even denying that it's his laptop. They're not saying it's his, but they're also saying like, oh, that's fake. That's not mine.
and
Like,
and like Glenn Greenwald has a contractual right. He can publish in other outlets if he chooses, but they pressured him to not do that either. They didn't even want him publishing this material elsewhere. So, they're obviously concerned about this information getting out and influencing, where they want to influence the election in a different way. I mean, look at the weirdness of like people or endorsing Joe Biden that like Scientific American shit like that. Like, since when is Scientific American like doing politics? And I mean, it's usually like just sort of an undercurrent, right? Not like not like in your face.
Why do you think Scientific American is doing that? Do you think it's because they got bad TDS syndrome, or do you think someone in the government got to them?
No, it's because it's the most important election of our lifetime, guys.
I think everybody's just like, we all have to do everything we can do, and that means, yeah, it's where you work, it's what you do, it's your front yard sign, it's your.
So you think they
whatever.
actually believe that it is the most important election?
I think there's twofold. I think the Scientific American being science, so we must follow the science. So we have to come out in favor of Joe Biden. And I think it's mixed with this is the most important election of our lifetime. You need to go register to vote. Everyone needs to vote. It's your duty to vote.
Yeah, but why does Biden represent science suddenly?
Because he's for the lockdowns and mask mandates.
Hmm.
I mean, he just came out. It's just clearly says like, we need a national mask mandate. We need social distancing, contact tracing, and testing. Okay, well, everywhere that's been tried still hasn't stopped the virus. So good luck.
Has he said specifically lockdown?
He literally said what I just said is what he said to our rally like yesterday.
But wait, did you say lockdown though? You said mask mandate.
He didn't say lockdown, but he said mask mandate.
I was going to say, I feel like he wouldn't say lockdown because that would
he
lose
can't-
some
no,
votes.
No, he can't. He'll do it, but he won't.
Oh, he will
admit
do
to
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
that,
won't do
that tracing shit, that is, to me, that could be the creepiest, just long-term nightmare that comes out of this whole COVID thing is this tracing networks.
Yeah,
and the ability to now, it's now part of the Mac OS. If you updated like within the past few months of your iOS device, it's got built-in tracing. Okay.
Yes.
And
My buddy just went to Colorado and he just visited his friend out in Colorado. He got a message on his phone, a notification from his phone saying you are likely in contact with somebody who had COVID. You need to quarantine and test yourself or whatever.
Oh, great.
And it's COVID tracing today, right? It's well, you know what? You came in contact with a wrong thinker.
You were on a podcast with James Babb.
It's the same motherfuckers that are doing this shit on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
That are like, it's the same techno oligarchs, right? They're all going to the same parties.
So like you had a complex entity interaction with somebody.
Yeah.
I know one guy they're not going to get, and that's Matt with his flip phone.
Oh,
yeah,
you missed it. You missed it, Kyle.
Oh yeah, Matt was on. Matt was on for like 5 minutes.
Oh,
at the beginning of the
nice.
show.
He did the intro. Yes, it was random as shit. But Matt Bergman he came back to Punk Rock Libertarians.
Right
for
on.
like
He was
5
back
minutes.
from his adventures in the Mongolian desert.
I
you
think
know?
he mainly just came in to give Phil a bunch of shit. I'm not sure. If that was,
He had a
literally
bunch of
what he
Phil
did.
jokes that were building up in his
yeah,
psyche,
he's like,
and
I
he had
gotta
to
get
release
these
them.
out. Yeah,
He was like, Phil's fat. He's gay. He's ugly.
he's late.
Yeah, he's late. Did I
he's
mention he's fat and ugly?
unorganized.
He only has 3 people on the
His
show.
choice of guests. His choice of guests is terrible.
Yeah, that's what he told me. Yeah.
He said he was done with Facebook, and then like he keeps posting these like memes on my wall about like pot and grinder and stuff like that.
I approved
Kyle, bro.
his memes. I approved his memes in the group, and since I'm a moderator in your group, I saw his, and I was like, I'm gonna enjoy approving this meme. But yeah, so he came on for a little bit. Fortunately, he was making fun of Phil, and there's no such thing as Phil anymore, so Phil doesn't exist. It's just Otto. So I can live with that.
All right.
So real quick, guys. So how was you guys do anything fun for Halloween, Jared?
Yeah, I went to a little gathering.
Did you?
Last night?
Did you wear a costume?
I did.
Maybe.
But I didn't realize me and my girlfriend, we were I guess Bavarians, but like Oktoberfest, style get up.
So it's strange. You had this Oktoberfest costume, but you didn't come to my Oktoberfest that I invited you to, and wear that outfit. You know, it's fine. You could have came to a real Oktoberfest, but no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Did you wear an outfit, Phil?
Hell no.
Did you have on Birkenstocks?
No. David Dole did. David, no, you guys know him. He, of course, he was dressed to that. But anyway,
yeah, of course.
So it was this, you just went to like a Halloween party? Is that what you guys all did? You guys do anything else for Halloween, James?
I voted.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
No,
Who'd you vote for, dude?
Joe Jorgensen.
Nice.
Did vote for Joe. Yeah, there was a interesting question. There was a guy telling everybody to vote against question A. One of the ballots things that we had was to legalize sports betting in Maryland, and of course I voted for that. And then this question A thing was about they want to establish public funding for candidates. So they want to use taxpayer money to give to people running for office. And the people that support this are saying, well, this is going to help take the corruption out of politics.
Let's let government decide how you can fund your running for office, right? Like there's not, they don't have enough, the incumbents don't have enough control already, right?
Well, this is Maryland state government now.
Well, the left, I guess the left is saying, well, this levels the playing field because the rich don't have the same advantage anymore. The people that have like all the
rich are already in government, though.
Yeah,
I know.
They've already got their talons. They've already got their fingers in the pot.
I mean, if you use the word retarded, you get banned now, right? So I'm not going to say that's retarded because that would be insensitive. But Jesus, I mean, like, let's put government in charge of running for government. Like, and like it's not screwed up enough. Like, wow.
Yeah, so it would obviously involve more spending, more taxes, and just paying money to candidates, which I obviously I think that's an obvious no. For me, it's an obvious no.
Wait, hold on. Going back to the sports betting one. So the interesting thing about that though was that, at least as far as I understood it, it was going to be like used to fund something. Like it was going
education,
to be
everything. But
which is why I voted against it. I was like, I don't. Yeah, I mean, this is like
I still think any libertarian could do either or, in my opinion. And
I mean, I'm not saying that you're not a libertarian if you voted.
No. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying like I know. Both
to me, I was just like, I don't want to put
yeah.
more money in the state's coffers, so I'm not gonna even. I just wanted to put in a vote for Joe. That's all I really wanted to do. I don't care about. I don't want to play the rest of the game. I want to keep libertarian on the ballot so people see the word and they go look it up later. That's my
and
whole
support your black market betting opportunities.
Yes.
You know?
Well, yeah, I already participate in those. So.
Yeah, we all do that.
Like who's going to stand up for the black marketeers if not us?
Exactly.
Well, I definitely want. So my Halloween was pretty much fucking. I would if it wasn't for the fact I was with my kids, I would say it would be ruined. Like, it was the worst experience when it comes to trick-or-treating because everyone's got the COVID phobia or whatever. They're all a bunch of fucking idiots in my neighborhood. Everyone, we went through this whole street and not one person was like, they had their lights on, but no one was coming to the door. Or if they did, they were like, here, like, don't come close. They had like gates like set up where they're like, you can't come here. And
That's
like, it was just the most absurd thing to do to little kids. Like, you know, it blew me away. Like, we didn't get one trick or treater came to our house. Not one came to our house. And we're kind of on the high. We're like on this hill in my neighborhood. So we're at like the top of the hill. So usually we don't get many trick or treaters, but we do get maybe like 10 to 15, the max, if that. But this year we didn't get any. And there was hardly anybody out trick or treating. I mean, these fucking masks where everyone's wearing a mask. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you in the middle of the street wearing a mask? And I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. We're outside. We're not congregated in each other's faces. They were like, oh, so this one person, of course, they had their Black Lives Matter and their Joe Biden sign up. And they threw candy in the yard and said, oh, go pick up the candy in the yard. That's how you get your candy, because we can't hand it to you because it's unsafe because the science says so.
Oh, good grief.
What happened to the olden days when we could be afraid of razor blades and apples and shit like that?
Yeah, what happened to them putting like edibles in the
It's like no one likes your
candy
kid
ball.
Right.
Are they still
Molly
the
instead of
sheriff's
Skittles?
Remember when the sheriff's department would tell you to bring your kids candy down to be X-rayed?
Right.
Bring your kids. Jesus Christ.
Do you think this is all going to go away after Tuesday?
Nope. No. This is here
Wait, what?
to stay.
COVID?
Yeah, like let's say Biden wins. Does COVID just sort of not become a big problem anymore?
Well, listen, this is the way it's going to go, and you watch and see. It's going to be transition from COVID now to just general viruses. Okay, just like it's not global warming now, it's climate change. They're going to watch for the keywords to transition into. Well, even if there's a vaccine for COVID, well, there's these other viruses, and there's still the flu, and there's still a lot of people dying. So we're going to just still have to do this, and it will be perpetual.
Do you think this is like a sign of the wussification of America? Like, are Americans just cowardly now?
Well, I wouldn't say it's wussification. I just think it's your brainwash. Like, there's no sense of like, hey, you know what? We're outside. We're going up to our neighbors we haven't seen in months. Like, let's just go, they hand us a piece of candy and we walk away with it. We know the virus doesn't even really affect kids to that level of where we need to be afraid, you know, and most people just want to be like, they want to interact with people, but they're just afraid of offending somebody.
Or
like,
you know
that's
what?
Just
leave a bowl of Snickers on the front porch and cower inside. Okay.
No, because they say you can't do that. You can't do that. There was all these warnings saying that no, you can't have it because you don't want to have your kids' hands going into the bowl and spreading the virus. So they said that's why.
I held the bowl for them and just held the bowl out the door, and the kids just reached in and grabbed candy. So I didn't hand it to them. I figured that was better than me handing it to them, but apparently not.
You broke COVID guidelines, dude.
And I forget what happened at the end of the night, but like I was busy or something. I couldn't monitor the door, so I just put the bowl outside. It wasn't much left, but somebody came through and just dumped the rest of it.
It was a smart kid, you know,
as they should. That's right. What you need to have happen. You need to wrap that shit up. Let's get this done.
There was some meme I saw or photo where it was like just an empty basket, and it said like, you know, pick a candy out, and it said put this out empty, and the kids will just assume that someone else took all the candy, so you don't look like the bad guy.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just sucked. It blew me away. Like, I'm so done with, like, that's why I was so angry. Like, I was walking, I went to the liquor store. So we kind of anticipated that everyone
went right to the liquor store.
Well, we anticipated that everybody would be COVID freaked out. So I was able to drive through my neighborhood, like right before like we went trick or treating. I saw like there were some kids out, not a lot, and most people had like in their fences, like they had like signs put up saying like "Stay here, don't come to the door," or they were out there like in the front porch, just like not letting, or like the lights were off or whatever. So I went to the liquor store because I picked up a bunch of like alcohol. We ordered some pizzas, and my wife and my brother, they brought like all this candy and stuff. And so we had candy here just in the case, which the kids got maybe like less than 20 pieces each. You know, we went through maybe like 30 to 40 houses, just walked down our neighborhood and back, and there's just no one had their light on, no one was out. So we anticipated for it, but it just sucks. It just sucks that like we can't even just like put aside something for Halloween where we're outside doing something. And it's funny because think about it. The government's been telling us for months now that we should be wearing masks and going outside and interacting with each other. But for some reason, that's not acceptable on Halloween.
Well, did people
everyone's
wear
wearing a
masks? When they burned Camden this year, did they wear masks?
No. Well, that you can't spread coronavirus at BLM protests. That's
Okay.
science.
Well,
Follow
I mean,
the science.
traditionally they burn Camden the night before Halloween, like every year. So
okay.
I mean, it's a local tradition, you know.
Oh, I just thought you were talking
Camden,
about
New Jersey.
Yeah. It's the traditional Camden burning, and it's just one of the things you look forward to in the season, you know.
Well, I thought you were referring to the usual burnings of cities that are happening right now.
Yeah, well, no,
it's nice.
they had a regularly scheduled burning previously, like this. So
no dead black people involved. We're in that, right?
Well, at least no more than usual.
More than usual.
It's a freaking terrible place for cops. So anyway.
All right. Well, I guess on that note, we should head over to the after hours.
On that note of
no
dead black guard for the suffering of going on of poor people of Camden, New Jersey.
All right. Well, if you guys want to talk more about dead black people in Camden, you can donate at least $1 a month to our Patreon. If you don't like Patreon, you want to do something else, give us money elsewhere, you can go check out PRLfans.com. And you can find other ways to donate there to us. We also have t-shirts for sale, like the one I'm wearing, Punk Rock Libertarians. If you guys go over to libertariancountry.com, and if you use the special code PRL or PRL Podcast, you can get a 10% discount. But if you want to spend $50 or more, you can use our code PRL2, and you'll get a 20% discount. This podcast brought to you by Moral Bob, who is still serving his quarantine on face. He got banned, for all you guys to know, he got banned before all this went down, so he didn't get deleted. So he's just been sending me messages like, dude, what's going on? But Conversation About Freedom is his podcast, and so you go check that out. He just released another one last week. But I guess until next time, everybody, live free
or die.